Cho, Madoho, To, Lojoko, A To. Practicing my Judanese there. You are watching the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS podcast.
Spoilers! This is Sophie Aldred with the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
Hello, fellow Whovians, and welcome to another Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. I'm your host, Paparazzo Dave Chapman. Welcome, welcome. Good evening, Dan. We've got a heck of a show, as always. We are going to be talking The Idiot's Lantern. Of course, as always, I'm not here alone, so let's bring in some of the random people. I'll just kind of go do. We'll bring in Tom first. Hey, Tom.
Oh, that was a horrible segue.
Hey, I'm trying to do my best Christian. How you doing, Tom?
I'm so happy I can just scream at the top of my lungs.
Woo!
Whatever.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, try to mute yourself when you scream, because we don't need to blow off everybody that's here. But that's okay. Speaking of everybody that's here and terrible segues, hey, Candyman.
I'm definitely not blowing off. Yeah, I'm good. Just chilling out, relaxing. Had a good weekend. Another Robin and Sherwood event over the weekend in London. So happy to talk about the Idiot's Lantern.
It's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. And of course, we've got the one and only Gadget.
Hi guys.
Hey, Gadget, how's it going?
Good.
Okay.
Hanging in there, trying to do things, promote the books again, trying to get kids to read and play Dungeons and Dragons and my adult fans if they want this one and everything. But tonight's going to be interesting.
Are you watching?
Maybe no glitches this time.
I doubt that. Not in an episode about TV. There's always glitches. That's half the point of the show, of the episode, is glitches.
True.
Speaking of glitches.
Really? Really?
That was a segue.
Screw it up. That was a middle finger. Anyway.
How you doing, Christian?
Not bad. I am really exhausted. What was that one movie, Megalodon 3 with John Barrowman? I'm tired, but I'm really wired. So I wired from we just this past weekend we had Ancient Con. This was Ancient City Con. This was our first time that the Traveling TARDIS and Dalek Hal were there, and we just had a great time. I mean, every moment. And there is a video that I have that was unplanned. It just happened. I'll give you the story behind it when we show the video, but it took place at Ancient Con, and it's only a few moments, but it's probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life. So definitely we'll be showing you during the show out there.
Nice.
But we want to thank Max Michaels and the entire team of Ancient Con for bringing us out there, and we hope we're putting our hat back in to do it again next year.
My biggest question out of that whole thing: why is there a Megalodon 3?
I don't know.
There didn't need to be a 2. Never mind a 3. Ugh. Anyhow,
I don't know. I just I remember. You know what? I swear to you, I think I saw Megalodon 3 before I saw Captain Jack and Torchwood. I was like, what the hell is this? And it was one of the worst movies I can think of shark-wise. And it was the only thing that kept me going was John Barrowman was in it. And that it has the infamous line where he tells the woman something very sexual. And John Barrowman, yep, you know what I'm talking about.
That's the only thing I know about that movie.
Yeah, that's the only thing that people know about the movie. Yeah, John Barrowman said a line in there, and you can check it out for yourself. It said a line that he didn't think the director was going to let pass through, so he just said it to try to get something from the woman in there, and he said it off, and they kept it in the movie, which is included as I'm really wired. I'm tired, but I'm really wired. Why don't I take you back home and typical John Barrowman.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Insert your own thing.
I want to get demonetized.
Right.
That's what's
Okay.
scary.
Eat
There we
and
go.
then the rest. And there's 2 words.
I can't imagine that's the worst shark movie. I mean, there's a zombie
Shark.
shark.
If you've seen I guess was the CGI back then, it was just Now
I think
everybody's
it
got
was
a
Shark Tornado.
Sharknado, what, 8?
And I think we're up to
Again,
now.
why are there so many of those?
I'm one of those few people that actually appreciate the Sharknado movies because they were so bad.
I can get behind the first one,
Yeah.
maybe the second one, but like I said, how many of those things are there? There's more of
Too
them than there
many.
are Tremors movies, and those get really bad by the end.
This is sad. I have to hold this like this because we can't do the name of what's on here.
Well, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They'll say we're branding. We're not getting,
Oh, I ran anyway.
Anyhow,
Anyway.
so why don't we start things off with you folks in the audience. While we do this, please, Idiot's Lantern. What did you guys think? What do you guys rate it? 1 out of 10 TARDISes. Tell us. I'm going to get the 1 out of 10 from these guys here, and then we'll look at some of this Ancient Con fun.
There you go.
Sound like a good plan?
So while we're getting the Ancient Con stuff out, let's give everybody a chance to put their numbers in. 1 through 10
Exactly.
again. 1 is not great at all, 10 being great, and then you get to pick in between. Tell us your rating about The Idiot's Lantern, starring David Tennant as the 10th Doctor and Billie Piper. 10 being good, 1 being horrible, and numbers in between. Then give us your take as to why it was good or it wasn't so good. So, yeah, it was a great weekend, Big Funny Giant. Yes, absolutely. I met a lot of new friends, met some old friends, and it was just an exciting time for all. And I was really, it was beautiful. I would definitely want to go back there. I recommend it. Jaws was the best shark movie, bar none. Yeah, that's true. And everybody else is just a close. Even Jaws 2 is a close. Not really a close second, but just a far out second.
What about Jaws 3D? I went to the theater for that one too.
Hey, that was filmed in Florida.
Yep,
That's
at SeaWorld.
That's why I was
3D glasses.
Everybody
on.
was excited because everybody was Jaws 3D was filmed in Florida. The thing is that it bombed. It was hard. It was a horrible movie. It didn't make sense, and it was like it would be no different that if like Universal Studios made a movie about a roller coaster ride where the roller coaster flew off, like was the Final Destination, and it's just like, why would you do that to yourself? Why?
Well, I mean, really, they fixed it though. They did when we got to about Jaws 18, is it? That's in Back to the Future 2?
Yes.
Oh,
there's actually Universal put out a video. If you look for it, I forgot, but it's actually them spoofing on Jaws, and it's like Jaws is what the intro trailers for all of Jaws 1 through 20, and then Jaws fell in love. Then it was personal. Then it was really personal. I mean, if you can find the video, it's funny as hell.
Sounds like Baby Shark coming back.
Yes.
So, while everyone else is putting theirs in here, Gadget, 1 to 10 TARDISes. What did you give The Idiot's Lantern?
Action, 8, but for some parts of the theme, 7.
All right. And Mr. Candyman, what do you give it?
I'm going to give it a 7.75.
Wow.
Rewatching it tonight, the story's not bad. It's just one of these episodes you just don't bother rewatching. I don't know why.
And so that he can't just kind of go 0.1 over everybody else. Christian, what's yours next?
Oh, okay. Mean. Well, I'm going to go first. 4.5.
4.5.
Wow.
Yeah. All right.
4.5. So all you have to do is 4.6, Tom, and I'm screwed.
I give it so high a rating. I give it a 6.66. I don't.
Oh God.
Also, am I branding all this stuff? Am I branding everything? I don't know. I just vlogs and there's Dave stuff there, and
All I'm saying is maybe we should write down these numbers so people can harass us later on. Because I've totally forgotten the numbers I've given in the past. So
I put it in our private chat, so we can definitely do that.
There we go.
Tom, your score's for next week, isn't it?
that is true. It is. Welcome to hell. So it's gonna be 3 times over. 6666666.
In fact, that's what he's going to put the ratings for every single episode that we go down. It doesn't matter. That's his rating for every.
I'm going to rate it Beetlejuice.
Don't remind me of that too.
I would have given it a 10, but Christian said I needed to write it 6.666. We are coming to Halloween, so might as well.
Exactly. So it sounds like there's a couple of people in the audience that were there at and saw you at Ancient Con.
Yeah, there's quite a few people who came up. And first of all, we want to thank everybody who has supported us over the time for all 30,000, now 31,000 of you. Bingo. Thank you. Right? Yeah. Right
Okay.
after it, we hit our goal, and we went 31,000 is what we were hitting, and good, yeah. Hello, everybody, and again,
Oh,
thank you for everybody keeping our eyes on us. 1,000 views, so we are still climbing up to this very day, and it's because of people like you guys that support us, all the fellow Whovians out there and out down the universe. Thank you very much for adding and being part of us. And again, special thanks to Matt Michaels and everybody at Ancient City Con. We had celebrated September 13th through the 15th. It was fun. It was over at the World Golf Village Resort. And it was just a nice place. We had the 501st out there. Dalek Hal, of course, he was out there, and he was threatening everybody as usual. I also want to give yeah, exactly. I want a special shout out to some friends out there, the Neutral Zone, who had a full-scale set of the original Enterprise bridge, and of course the TARDIS had to be captain out there. COS FX, the COS FX team, Rob and Kyla. This is a wonderful picture of him being the Goblin King from Labyrinth, and he just looks awesome. Totally looks awesome out there. We met some new friends, Noise Complaint, and I'm not going to say too much about this, but you might be seeing them here. So I'm not going to say too much, but we're just going to leave it at that. And of course, Dalek Hal trying to be Star Trek.
holy.
Dead serious about this. He tried to be Star Trek. And many of the new friends that we also met, wonderful woman. If you get to see her at the convention, please do so. The lovely Karen Whitfield, who played the Bronze Age Batgirl. Now, for people who may not be familiar with her work, during the time in the, I think in the 70s, was it the 60s or 70s? Burt Ward and Adam West decided to take a tour around as Batman and Robin. However, Yvonne Craig wouldn't go on tour, so they found themselves a Batgirl, and the lovely and gorgeous Karen Whitfield stepped into the place to be the Bronze Age Batgirl, who got to tour with them. And of course, we have Lieutenant Savick 2.0. She was out there, and she was just lovely. And Jason Marsden, who insisted that I take a picture of him not professionally like this. I was like, this is the first picture I think somebody was holding a drink with the TARDIS. Maybe the second, I have no idea, but it was just great to see him out there. And his lovely wife, Remedy. No, I'm not kidding you, Remedy. That's her name. And we got some new pictures out there for us. Definitely this lovely lady I got twice. This was the last picture I took over at Ancient City. And this is actually one of the first pictures I took over at Ancient City, where she's playing the Goblin King. And of course, we met quite a few people out there. And we got a shout out from this lovely woman who was hosting one of the after-hour parties. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell her now, but she may or may not have driven Dalek Hal around a little bit out there that Dan was showing out there. Yeah, exactly. I was like, but I'm trying to find her name, and I thought I had it with me, but I don't. And I apologize. I'll put it in the chats once I find it. So I apologize to her, but she was very, very sweet. And actually, during one of the night parties, she did come out and give us a shout out. So it was wonderful. I mean, everybody who came out was great. And we had a moment that could not be duplicated. Let's just say we had one panel on Sunday. Let me see if I can find it here. I thought I had it up. No, I don't have it up. Oh, it's in the middle. Okay. Dalek Hal was kind enough to be in the room with us as we were talking Doctor Who, and he was showing off. And the next thing you know, Dave, an R2 unit is passing by the door. Right by the door. And of course, it happened. Only at Ancient City Con where you could see R2 just diss out a Dalek right live there, and it was awesome to watch. But it was just, we had an audience out there that were just having a great time, and we thank everybody for coming out there. It was just fantastic.
That's awesome. That is much less much more confrontational than the last time we had a bunch of R2 units and Daleks together.
Yes.
There was no dance for this time.
All I'm saying is, if you come out and go to our YouTube channel, as you're seeing scroll on the bottom of the screen, you will see all these videos of Dalek Hal, the TARDIS, and some wonderful things that we've done in the past. You'll also see the older episodes where we reviewed Ncuti Gatwa, and also as we are now reviewing the 10th Doctor series, the 9th Doctor series we did just a while back, as we get closer to Joy to the World for the Christmas episode, which we're still working out the logistics on planning when we will be doing the watch party and doing the review. Also, unfortunately, we just got word from Phantasmagoria. They are postponing until November. And our friends, if you've never seen Phantasmagoria, you can actually see some of their classic stuff, but they're doing something special for us in November. They were supposed to do it this month, but their schedule just got really busy. So that is coming in November. And hopefully one of those pictures that I just ran through, you may be seeing them doing a live performance in December, which has been confirmed, but we want to make sure everything is good before we make the announcement out there. You probably already seen it. Dr. Star Wars
Fan Expo show. We don't announce our guests and then cancel them a week later. Exactly.
Or we don't want them to. Oh yeah, I promised you that. No, I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah. Hey, there's only been like a third, maybe not quite half of the guests from Edmonton Expo have canceled this year.
It's a good place to chill, Rogue. we are a great place to chill out there.
It's true. So do we want to do commercials a little bit early today, Christian, and then we can just roll through with everybody's numbers?
That's totally up to you, my friend. We got some people who've already put in the chats.
Sure.
So
sure, we'll look at the chats.
Okay.
And then go ahead. We'll run the commercials after the chats, and then we can pick up with our discussion.
Gotcha. Well, we're going to start with Jim. Originally, I gave it a 9.5. Put the show. I'll give it an 8. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't said anything yet. We've already dropped the score. Already good. Wow. Dan Holyfield, you can catch him on live every on certain nights doing Last Man Standing. So make sure you check him out. My original view of it would have a rating of 7.5. But the third time I watched it, it was a solid 7. So this episode's dropping it's not like fine wine. It's like milk. It's losing its flavor out there. Roger Argentine says, "This is the first time that I find your channel. For me, the episode..." Well, thank you, Rogue, for coming out. Rogue Argentine. For me, the episode is a solid 9. I love the theme. I love the undertones. I love the subtext. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, then you don't want to hear my rating, Rogue. It's Artful Roger. He said 8 for me, with the villain being a head eating alive on a TV during Queen Elizabeth's second coronation during the 50s live wire, who's also the supervillainess for DC Supergirl. Okay, there you go. And I think is that it for right now for the chat. So if you haven't put in your rating in and as to what you think about the Idiot's Lantern. Let's just go. Oh, fantastic. Is 9 your Doctor 2 4?
Like his
I don't know who this. Wait a minute, I have an idea. Why don't everybody hold up your hand to the number doctor that's your doctor?
Technically
7.
Yeah, I
split it.
With 7.
4 and 10.
I could go with 7. I could go with 8. I could go with 11.
You know what we could go for? We could go for a commercial break. I think that's a good point. When we return, we will continue to talk more about Doctor Who. We're going to talk about the episode The Idiot's Lantern. If you haven't put into the chat yet your rating, please go ahead and do so now. Thank you, folks. We'll be right back.
Are you a movie nerd? Do you collect VHS, DVDs, CDs, records, and so much more? Are you looking for clothing from 1940s to 2000s? Do you need cosplay or themed outfits? Come to Ducky's Vintage. We have it all for all budgets, located at the Oviedo Mall right off of the 417. Ducky's Vintage, for those born in the wrong decade.
Hey everybody, welcome back to an all-new X's for Show, your premiere show for streaming media content.
A great creative team and a great concept that is years in the making.
That's certainly one of the interesting things about this as a program.
Hot names, even hotter ideas.
The silliest version of every single one.
Hot names, even hotter ideas.
Everybody is so even-keeled. That is a nonsense thing that you just said.
I'm not wrong. I've seen all the films.
I get what you're saying. I hate it.
It's really ugly to call out a genius on air.
Nobody screams at each other and goes,
I will fight you! Wow, what a great moment for our show.
Truly, we did it.
This would be a great jumping on point for you.
2,000 episodes in.
Every weekend and Wednesdays.
Shows no signs of stopping.
You can check the show out at X's for Show.
Come on. I mean, we've got a show, baby.
We are a touring acoustic duo crashing kitchens around the country. We go from house to house every Friday night and we create music, we create food, a good time, we stream it live and we do it for free. So now we're just really kind of like trying to develop it and build a community group that people believe in, then they'll help us. So we played from our rehearsal room, we played from the bathroom, thankfully that didn't catch on.
I probably played guitar in my room, not for anyone, in front of anyone, nobody heard, for probably about 10 years.
And then one Friday night, we played from the kitchen. It's the main place people want to be. It's where the food is, it's where the drink is, it's where the best lighting is. You can go to any party and I guarantee you, the kitchen is going to be popping.
Our ultimate goal, I think, would be to crash kitchens every Friday all around the world.
Hey, I'm Sophia Miles, and this is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
Yep, that's to remind everybody. It's starting October 1st all the way through the 31st. Here at the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, over on the YouTube page, the Facebook page, all of our social media, we're gonna get spooky all month long. So 31 days of
I'm a tarot card reader. It's gonna
31 days of Halloween that's gonna be taking place. So all you have to do is subscribe and just watch us every day. It's gonna be cool.
Every day?
Every day. Well, you should be watching us every day, but I mean, like, all 31 days, there'll be new videos. There's going to be new stuff. And if you already want to start your Halloween off, we've already been to Halloween Horror Nights where the Traveling TARDIS has been there, so you can catch it out.
Holy moly.
Holy moly. Holy guacamole.
Like her.
Trying to fix the thing and it's not working. There we go.
The thing?
Mark.
What is that? What are you doing there?
Vampire repellent. Vampire repellent.
Yeah, I went to Sam's Club today, and I said, Christian, I took a picture and sent to Christian. I got this is some pizza stuff, which I did the videos on. Maybe tomorrow I'll do some dipping in this Hidden Valley Ranch garlic ranch dressing. Mm-hmm.
Give me.
Mark's the only vampire I know that actually enjoys
crazy
40
time.
fluid ounces, for God's sakes.
What kind of pizza are you making?
Watch the
we
video.
also
Jen.
celebrate Christmas too. So I mean, when we get around Christmas, we'll start celebrating that as well.
Oh no! Look.
So, what?
keychain. Is that a keychain?
No, let me see that again. Oh my god.
Keychain.
What is it attached to? It looks like
His mic.
Yeah, just
My
got a
mic.
oh your
thing on
microphone.
Yeah.
I totally
That's
thought it
my
was a tube.
microphone.
I was like, do you just bleed ranch dressing? Is that what that is?
It came from
my
Cracker
fault.
Barrel. Are we
It's not
branding
my fault
again?
we didn't get
What have-
Ranch over in the UK.
What have we done?
I don't know, but I'm hungry again.
So,
on track before we
so everybody, have a good night.
Oh, wait a minute. One more thing. I just want to make sure I got her name, and I want to make sure it's. This is Johanna Moresco, and she is known for her makeup. She is a cosmetic, makeup modeling, and music and special events. So if you get a chance to meet her, she is a sweet girl. She got to be inside Dalek Hal. That's not a euphemism. Shut up, everybody. But she gave us a shout out one night, and we want to definitely make. So check her out on her social media. God, you know what? You guys are really just.
We didn't say
everything. Do I have to say this on?
Yeah,
Need
she
to have a
did.
girlfriend.
There goes my
Dave, take over,
girlfriend.
please. Please take over.
So, anyways, hi
Morning.
everybody.
Hi.
What are we doing today?
Doomed.
Hi.
So doomed.
Checking something out.
Oh,
Everybody from Ancient City Con, stick around, please. Just stick around.
Yeah,
Thank you
exactly.
for joining us.
I'm just going to point just to get this out of the way. I would like to point out that Tom is so full right now. He did 4 snack
Of what?
videos today and is at 171 subs. But he should, he should be at 1 million. So
I should.
4 snacks.
It's your boy, Tasty Cake, for God's sakes,
Check him out at the youtube.com/the Reverend Amagon. Yes.
Woo!
His own, and he just talks. He just shut up. Really. Don't do that. Okay, if you weren't here last week, I got my camera froze up and I was like, and I was frozen for the entire time, just like Joker face. So hopefully this camera doesn't do it again.
It was great.
Yeah.
I still got to do the screenshots.
Classic entertainment for all of us here.
And it wasn't me. That was spectacular.
Oh, God.
Can't see.
So Dave, we're reviewing the Idiots Lantern.
Were we? I've lost track. Is that what we were doing?
We're distracted.
Idiot Lantern. All right.
Just
So,
letting
yeah.
everyone know, we are idiots. We are total idiots. So it's a perfect episode for us.
Especially this episode, we're just all crazy.
Oh God, this episode, yeah.
Okay. That's
yes, it is
right. All right. Sorry, you quite scary, that clown. I was not expecting that. Yeah, well, I have that effect on people.
Give a close up. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's scary. Put him back. Take him out. There we go.
Good job at
I didn't want to
Horror
brand it, but you did.
Horror Nights would hire him.
That
Oh my
was-
God.
Wait a minute, do it again, Dave.
My
do it
ticky
again.
ticker.
That was just like
That was crazy. Horror Nights.
Holy
Smokes.
Oh man.
Christian's
Okay, now that we've just lost half the audience.
I need to
Christian,
go change.
I definitely think you've got clowns to your left and jokers to your right.
Yes. Here I am, stuck in the middle
with me.
Okay, we're reviewing an episode.
We were? Oh, well, in that case.
I can't either, Rogue. I can't. This is how
None
many
of us
days
can at
we're
this
drinking
point.
that special sauce lately.
This
We
is
haven't.
lovely live TV.
What are we?
We've been all tapping the
soda.
garlic ranch.
I swear we're not always this.
No, go back
This.
to the go back
Not
to the
always.
Not
Yeah,
always.
Definitely all this.
Sometimes, not always.
I think it's this episode. I think we all know about this episode.
Exactly. So the lowest rating for us today was Christian. Hi, Christian.
Hi.
Hi.
Get us out
I'm
of where
moving
we've
it up to a
been.
9 because I don't want to be the person either. I'm gonna say, but I don't want to diss this episode because it wasn't, like you said, wasn't a bad episode. But Candyman said it best. It's just like it's one of those episodes. I'm taking this nothing from specific. It's just one of those episodes that you don't remember. It's kind of like, okay, what's your favorite episodes, or what do you remember about Doctor Who? Idiot's Lantern doesn't show up. I think it was just because it was one of those simple episodes. It didn't take place in space. It wasn't, it took place kind of in a corner home during the Queen's coronation. And I mean, the best thing about it was the Wire herself. It was kind of evil the way she was. And I thought she was a good villain, being stuck in the TV, and the villain had to suck out all the electric energy and do things to people's faces. But as an episode on the whole, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not dissing this episode whatsoever. It was okay. It wasn't one of those memorable episodes. It's not one that's going to be in my top 10 list anytime soon. But being the episode that it was, and I think when we were talking about Big Finish audios beforehand, there was one where John Barrowman and Katie Manning together, the Green Life, and I felt bad for that episode in Big Finish because it wasn't a bad episode. And it was great because Katie and John were in it, but it wasn't, one of the greatest episodes. But I enjoyed it because those two made the difference. And this episode, it's not memorable to me. I mean, when somebody says it, is that you'd rather watch Idiot's Lantern or something else. I'd rather watch something else. If I give him the chance, I would watch this. I mean, it's Doctor Who. It's Doctor Who. If it ever shows up on screen, I'm watching it big time.
Yeah.
But it's not the first one I would come to. Like I said, there was nothing really specific about it because I can't give specifics too much because there's nothing really specific that jumped out at me. So that's why I gave it such a low rating. And that's it. It was a forgettable episode most of the time, but if somebody mentions it, I know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I just had nothing that was I think one of the scenes I liked was the father is going I am talking, and then David Tennant goes, I'm not listening. That was one of my favorite lines from the episode, but it was like I said, it's kind of like dissing on a friend. It's like, you're not a bad friend, but we don't go out that much. That's the best way I can put it, Gadget. I'm sorry. It's just
it's true. It's episode.
That's accurate.
It's like we don't hang out that much, but you're still my friend. I'll still watch. I'll still take care of you and such. But it wasn't something that is going to be in here years from now. My opinion.
It's like the Tin Dog episode of the second series.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think Rogue hates me now. I said, this is, first of all, Rogue, we're just a bunch of people with opinions, and we just shell it out. And it's like, that was totally my opinion on that. Everybody, like I said, if you like Doctor Who, if there's an episode that I thought was a 1, you think it's a 10, more power to you. I mean, it's just that I
put it in the comments.
Between the two of you, it's a 9.
What we got? To be fair, also I liked Love and Monsters, so I understand people think the ones I like are forgettable or they don't like. You know what? To tell you the truth, Rogue, I'd rather watch Love and Monsters. I don't know why. Yes.
Okay.
See, I'm losing audiences. You know what? That number 31,000. They're gone. They heard my review.
Come to my page. Come to my page.
I'll never do. I will never, make anybody feel any low. It's just like, if you love and Monsters, I know it's not a popular episode amongst the masses, but if you liked it, I'm not going to criticize you. That's your thing, and that's who you are. And if you like it, oh wow, that is a fresh opinion. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what we try to do. So that's why they put me first, because I was low.
How low can you go?
I've embarrassed myself enough. Go ahead.
Oh, it's my turn to embarrass myself. Okay.
Yeah.
We shouldn't. You kept saying Big Finish, and you're the only person I sent that message to about what happened. Even though anyone can go to my page and see what I did say about something at Big Finish, but that's for after the show. Watch this show first, then go back to my page and figure it all out.
Exactly.
So, let me see.
So you gave this 6.66.
Yeah, I should give it 6.67, just to keep it different from next week's episodes. Wait, I like next week's episodes a little bit higher, but joking aside. The Idiot's Lantern. Let's see. I knew your mother be a Cliff fan. I enjoyed it. I knew that joke. The Idiot's Lantern, a British slang term for the television during the 40s and the 50s.
Yep.
And still to today, as we watch all the idiots talking on the news about this and that, and people believing it, all that stuff. That's why I don't watch TV anymore. Torchwood was Torchwood being discussed by the police as they questioned the doctor. So that was that lead in there till we're almost there.
Mm-hmm.
When are we going to deal with Fear Her? Are we going to actually deal? No, we'll do that in the future, because that's for me. You want a low score?
The terminology is deal with. So,
deal with. See, I like how Tommy stood up against his dad, which led his mom to finally take control of the household, as it was her house. You know, putting up with a bully all these years. I'm talking here. I'm speaking here. No. It's a good women's rights. You know, you have to stand up for yourselves. Don't let a piece of like that, even though at the end of it, he's your dad. You know, go help him. A lesson learned by all of us, but still. I won't go there. I will not go there, not even on my page. The idea that the wire was able to suck in the souls and consciousness of people just makes sense, that people won't think for themselves, and
yeah, we call it streaming service today.
Yeah. And are always drawn into it. Feed me. Margaret John, Grandma Connolly, appeared in 1968's Fury from to have returning Doctor Who actor. I thought it would have been funny if the doctor said he'd always had trouble with radio transmitters. I think that was a line they were going to use since he climbed the tower, but based on Legopolis. But, you know, some things that we like aren't always. You know, some things are better left unsaid. I don't know. Thank you, Hall & Oates. I read if you paid attention to the rooftop TV aerials, they had a very unique Q design to them.
Same unit design Hogan's Heroes.
Jawohl. I know nothing. The licking thing. It's like, was this the episode where
your euphemism right there, pal.
It's like,
lick the science.
Have we ever had a classic doctor ever like do that? I was thinking that was the first thing in my mind. So, has any Doctor Who ever done that where he licked something? I mean, he
fourth would have been the type, but
yeah.
No,
I'm fairly certain that 7 did, although it was something that made more sense than that. I just can't remember what it was.
I just remember going back to the Christmas Invasion where he was like tasting blood. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh yes,
it's disgusting.
We definitely,
just like that,
he did
that preacher guy.
Happiness Patrol. He definitely tasted something in that kitchen.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's definitely been licking before, but not anything quite so iron.
Nonchalantly.
Oh, he did taste the door. He did taste. Now he's tasting this. I mean, yeah. Get him a pacifier or something.
It's got half the calories.
It works for him though.
Oh, it works. It works for him.
Well,
I'm just like, you know, it's just like, did he ever do that? Thinking back, like in the past, it was just like any, you know what I'm saying? Just like, where can we reference this?
Yeah.
It's like, he's never done it.
No reference.
No reference.
Had something I just
That's a
forgot,
lot
so that
of
was a good
hair
thing.
gel,
Maybe
though.
that was
Yeah.
my last thing. Was the licking.
All right.
Okay.
We have lots
That's
and lots
better.
of. So, Candyman, you've been having some. You're having a little bit of grief and frustration with StreamYard, it seems. So why don't you do yours right now, which is more or less next anyway, give or take. Give or take, splitting the difference on Gadget. So go now, and if you disappear, then we'll pick back up after you.
Yeah. So if I get for some reason StreamYard's just basically kicking me out of random things, I don't know why. This episode, on the whole, as a story, it's very good. I would say it's very, very similar to, if you want to compare it to like Dot and Bubble. It's got the same things on it, rather than dealing with racism, it's dealing with sexism. However, a couple of things I think this episode done well. It captures Britain's post-war. Remember, they've just come out of rations. People are still suffering with post-traumatic stress disorder, and no one knows what that is, aka shell shock. You got the dad who's literally just come out of war. What's it? 1945. So that'll be 8 years. So 8 years from when this episode was set, they'll be fighting. Just come out of World War II. So I can understand that the men coming home, women doing a lot more things in the house. There was quite of a shift in ideology in the UK at this time. The dad wearing the medals when he was like looking at it, those medals were real World War II medals. I think I saw the Star of Africa, the Italian Star, and the defence one. I know that because I got my granddad's, and they're exactly the same. The thing with the police being the detective, and I love how the doctor was going from being the downtrodden one, and he flipped it over both with the dad and with the detective inspector. He was like being literally the one that everyone just takes it all out of him, and then he'll flip it and become Time Lord Victorious. That which I like. I love the Time Lord Victorious, especially when they converted Rose into Faceless and going from it. So the whole dynamics, it's very British. It's set in North London. It's set in the day before the coronation of Queen Elizabeth, which happened on the 2nd of June 1953. And people just literally having street parties, pretty much what we did for the 75th Jubilee as well. Street parties, flags out, getting the whole towns into that. So I can't stand it from American point of view, and if we're looking at our eyes going back years, but this is episode supposed to be set before the time of it, a lot of things were changing, and I think this episode catches it in a way that it wasn't too in your face, but yet still hitting the nail on things, like what Tom was saying about how sexist it was and stuff like that. But I can understand it from a point of view as like, these men have just come out of World War II, and it was probably one of the most bloodiest wars of the 20th century. So people are still walking around and still literally acting like they're still soldiers in the family home, which is not an ideal thing. And especially things about child abuse, like I'll beat it out of you or stuff like that. Again, we all know in today's society that it's wrong. But back in the 1950s, that was acceptable. We know it's wrong, and we completely condemn any abuse of any sort.
Yeah.
But this episode captures it. It wasn't heavily in your face, but it was elements. I love it when they put Watch With Mother. Watch With Mother was the children's TV of the 1940s to the 1950s. So if you can pull that picture up with the thing, And for anyone, no, not that one, but one with the black and white one.
This one?
No, the other one.
Oh, the other one. No, this one.
Yep. Right. So this puppet had its own show. So I want to know, anyone in the audience, if you can tell me the name of this show, this source of stuff, because Doctor Who loves putting old BBC children's TV shows. So we had the Teletubbies, we had the Clangers, and now we got this. So if anyone can tell me who this is,
it's Annette Mills.
Pardon?
It's Annette Mills.
That's Annette Mills, and Maureen Lipman, who was in the other one, I think done a pretty good impression of Annette Mills. That's the lady Annette Mills. She was watched with Mother, but the horse had its own show. Can you tell me what the show's called?
Yeah, Dave.
And that's roughly my review of the Median's Lantern before I get cut off.
For the tech there. If anybody knows what show that is, go ahead and put it in the chats for us, and we'll see if you're right.
We all know.
You'll get what do they call it? Bragging points? Yeah. Bragging points.
Something like that.
Yeah,
No prize.
You get bragging TARDIS.
You get bragging TARDIS. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which.
Speaking of which, sorry, I'm just trying to pull up another image at the same time, and it's being cranky.
No, that's right. That was my horrible segue to Gadget, but go ahead.
Gadget, you are next.
Yes.
What you gave
I
this?
know, I gave the craziest rating, right?
You did. That's okay. We like crazy.
Well, it's because I was split down the middle, because as a granddaughter of a World War II veteran and a Vietnam veteran daughter and everything, I understand about military and this post-traumatic stress syndrome situation, and how when they take control, and their viewpoints, depending on what war you were in too, shows your ideologies and everything of what you were really fighting for and stuff too, as well as the man runs the house and everything, and you are just in the corner doing what we tell you to do, unless you marry an Irish woman. And you'll all know about that one if you ever find that poem and everything. But my thing about the action being an 8 was because I like seeing the Doctor use his brain. I love him acting like a Scorpio, because we're calm and everything and stuff, but he's like, oh, wait a minute, you just pissed me off, let me go fix this now and everything. You took something from me that you should not have taken and throws and everything. So now he's on a mission to try to get everybody back. He's trying to get everything. So you see him climbing things, you see him licking things, you see him doing all the other stuff, right? But he's also giving one thing: positive reinforcement. He is stopping the negative speech, negative talk, and negative hate towards that everyone is equal, that everyone must understand that it's not just you say what I do, you are your own individual and everything. As for the theme, that's where it leads into that, where the problem with the father saying that I fought for this country, but David saying, or the Doctor saying to him, like, isn't the Queen a woman? Are you going to question the Queen and everything? Why are you questioning your wife? Why are you questioning whatever, stuff like that, especially when Rose stood up to him about the way the Union Jack should be and everything and stuff. So it was one of those, what's it called?
It's only the Union Jack when it flies at sea, so Union
That's
flag.
what I'm saying. So see, like, I wasn't taught the correct way with my grandfather, but Irish side. So it was like, it's one of those where it was like he took the orders from a woman after the Doctor said, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And understanding that now the Queen is a woman. Are you going to question the Queen and everything? Is she going to do the dishes? Is she going to, And it got them all thinking and everything. That's why. But more of the action scenes got me, because I love when he gets those thoughts in his head and he starts tinkering with things, because he invented the Betamax, years ahead of time. But like I said, coming from a military family, I know what this family was dealing with, where it's like, you do what I say, you listen to orders, you follow my command and everything. And a lot of people didn't realize that was damaging later on to people, because that pattern would continue on until, as you see here, it got broken. And now Rose saying to even though he's a tyrannical and everything, he's also suffering from what he saw there. He's suffering from whatever. You have to take it half and half, meet them halfway and everything.
Yeah, it's history is interesting that way, right? Like it's how things have been, and getting to see it from a different angle now is always interesting, and it's I think extra fascinating to be able to see this from, because this is a very British show in general, but specifically, you know, this episode has just a ton of that. I'm just trying to find. Is that Christian? Yeah, we're getting background from you, Christian.
Me?
That's what it sounds like.
Not me.
No, I'm trying to figure out. I thought it was part of the joke that she's coming in to get us, like that the wire was coming. I thought the wire was coming.
Maybe that's what it is.
Like that, Dave. I was like, wait a minute, are we getting the wire coming in?
I thought it was. Maybe it wasn't. I kind of muted everybody else.
Maybe we got. Well, the timeline did change. If you guys know, if anybody felt on Friday the 13th, and also this past weekend, we did have a timeline shift in metaphysics. They actually showed it in Science Fact and everything. So maybe it's the electrical magnetic wave, and it ties into our episode tonight because the electric magnetic wave was being used to pull everybody.
Possibly.
Red Blood TARDIS has lost weight. What is this?
He's got a ghost.
No, it's just
it's
ever since I got back from
Gremlin's World War II. He's got a gremlin. He's got a World War II gremlin.
Yeah. Says I love both perspectives of Candyman and Amalgam. One is about PTSD, and the other lack of system support or acknowledgement. And that's how the dad's behavior fits that. The other is about the mom saying enough. So we're just having worlds clash because everybody's coming home and having to do with it. No different than when we
the Riveter is now being told to go back in the kitchen.
Right. Yeah, because remember in the UK, wheels run out of metal. And so when all the men were out fighting the war, the women were in the ammunition factories making their ammo and the explosives to send out to the front lines. So while the woman before the war was, they were in the home, now they've gone out to work making these ammunitions and shells for the World War II. While the thing is, so you've got the men coming back home looking to get jobs. Women have taken the jobs in the factories, and it's causing loads of clashes,
including baseball. Over here, they took over the baseball leagues and everything, the Women's Professional Baseball League during World War II and everything. Besides being Rosie the River, you were playing baseball, and the league only held together because someone gave them hope that they could do it. It was only supposed to be until the boys came back, and it lasted a long time.
That like I said, as I was saying before, I kind of went, "Where's this ghost coming from?" I really love that this gives the North Americans a different view of how a lot of that happens, because we don't get that very often, unless it's hunted out. Like you can hunt out all sorts of war history, post-war history. You can find all of that, especially these days. But for it just to be randomly on TV outside of Doctor Who, you're not likely to see it. And that's one of the things I love about this particular episode. For me, just since we're at that point, where it's, I again, I kind of waffle. I'm going to give it an 8 because I really like that. It's those little details that I really appreciated in this episode. It is things like the way the Doctor figures, I love his licking of science. That amuses me. Very accurate. The PTSD. He almost felt like Mr. Banks, from an angrier version of Mr. Banks from Mary Poppins. Like you see that personality trait, or worse, because war, through that character. A matter of a properness of all of that. I loved the flag dressing down that he got, because the flags are so, where's Sheldon Cooper when you need it? like example, Canada, this is the red ensign. Now this is technically the red ensign of the United Kingdom with Canadian embellishments on it. There's been a couple of years over the years, but it's this was later adopted as a de facto flag of Canada, but it was never actually. It is a naval and merchant, civil merchant ensign. It's meant as a flag of the sea, in the same way that the Union Jack is not the Union Jack on land. And I loved that. It's those little details that they just kind of toss in that most people won't even think about. Especially over here. And it was also really neat to kind of see, because I was over there with you, Mark, just before the Jubilee. And as all of those decorations were going up and seeing that pomp and circumstance building, I was technically there for the celebrations. I was just already gone to Birmingham, but it's really neat to see that. And that's also my family background, so there's a whole lot of personal, royalness to it. But yeah, this was am I going to watch this episode all the time? No. Am I going to watch this episode? Am I going to say, hey, this is a must-watch episode? No. But it was a really entertaining episode. And it also brought in things like, oh, this kind of reminds me a little bit of bits of The Giggle. We had elements of that now kind of running through this. And that could be an interesting way to bring things back, right? We don't get any more information on The Wire, the character of The Wire, beyond what's in this show. And there's some stories about it. I don't even think there's a big finish. And I think it comes up in Torchwood once somewhere. But there's very little follow-up.
Well, actually, if you think about it, Dave, there is a second incarnation of this type. It was, God, I don't remember the episode, but it was, I Don't Know Where I Am. It was Clara and 11, and I'm going to motivate you. I just remember those little quirks, but this is kind of the same idea, where they were trapped in the TVs, and the people didn't know who they were, and they were just
the Bells of St. John.
I'm trying to remember the episode. If anybody remembers it in the chat,
I think it was the Bells of St. John.
The Bells of St. John. Yeah, you're right.
The episodes of Doctor Who for the past 60 years, some of the most fascinating episodes. I won't say the best episodes, but some of the most fascinating episodes are the ones that look at contemporary-ish technology. Mm-hmm. It's the ones that look at television, the advent of television in various stages, looking at computers, looking, comments of about cell phones being different, and that goes back, and especially the television episodes are really, because that has come up a lot over the years from various standpoints. The Ninth Doctor had his bit. Was it
the reality TV?
I'm just trying to remember. Yeah, 5 or 6 had an episode. I've just lost which one it was with Syl. And like there's just been so many different versions of
Vengeance on Varos.
Thank you. Yes. There's so many. There's just so many of those episodes, and they're all really poignant looks at us as society.
Well, if you think about it, the 2 episodes that we just reviewed, if you remember that scene where the cyber heads came up and everybody stopped. Everybody stopped what we were doing. I mean, how close are we with this little device telling us what to do, and we stop what we're doing? But that's the nature of things, because we see this device, but we see what's ahead of us with the device. We don't see what's ahead of us. How many people are walking around, they're like this, and they're just walking aimlessly into, whatever.
Yeah. Well, and that came up in Dot and Bubble as well, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was the whole beginning bit.
Like we're hiding everything around us. We're not taking care of what's around us. We just want to stay in our own little bubbles, like Dot and Bubble, and not fix what's broken around us, or see the future, or see what's beautiful. Like I live by a reservoir that has a hawk, and every morning I was walk to work and I see the hawk. Meanwhile, you got kids doing this, and I'm like, guys, you see the hawk? And they're like, I'm like, guys, that's rare to see a hawk, you know, and everything stuff. And they're like, they're just and I'm like, well, they're gonna get hit by a car, and one almost did. He crosses the street, not even looking, you know.
I think that's also another good point about the Idiot's Lantern. That is that technology actually robbing our souls.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
No imagination anymore.
There's a joke that the comedian Dennis Miller puts out. He goes, my son and I don't go outside anymore. At the dinner table, we play an app where a father and son are playing catch. So, I mean, that's where we've come to. And again, you know, I'm trying to say the right quote. It's like we're so busy about the thing in front of us, we're not worried about the things ahead of us.
Yeah,
and we live in a world where it's a virtual world, but you know.
Well, you can alter your own history too with Wikipedia. You alter it.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever has control of the facts controls the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's a scary proposition.
With the spice.
Or the spice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sidetrack.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I know about doing.
Oh, sorry. We're not crossing over yet, Christian.
So, with all of that having been said, yeah, that's kind of where we're sitting. What is next week's episode? The
666, isn't it?
The Impossible Planet.
Unless something
Impossible Planet.
Unless something changes or we have a special guest, the Impossible Planet is up.
Yeah.
And Arthur Rogers says, I can't wait 3 weeks for 11 months.
Yeah. No, we're getting into a great little story arc here.
We'll eventually get to it, I promise.
Yeah. No, this starts us off on a fun little story arc. So I'm
interesting story arc.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to these next few episodes for sure.
You keep going with the scary stuff. It is a spooky season, as it shows. Yeah. And for our folks who, you know what, I'm going to ask you again, Mark. I know maybe you had changed or not. How is, on a scale 1 to 10, like 1 not at all, or 10, they're in full force. How do they celebrate Halloween to this day in the UK?
It's getting bigger.
Oh, cool.
I would say not back in the 80s. It was not that great. I think ET pretty much brought it over to us.
E.T.
Evil.
E.T. was the one with the Halloween.
No, it's a Halloween. No, it's bad.
But also the other thing as well, they're getting more of the Mexican stuff over as well.
Oh, Day of the Dead and everything.
Yeah, Day of the Muertos is getting big as well over here. But
is there a big? Aside from that, is there like a big figure like Jason or Freddy or something that's
not really? They do like their Halloween mazes and stuff like that. Farm Fright they do over here.
What was it originally called? Like when you would dress up and everything, a costume or like what did they call it?
Fancy dress in the UK.
Fancy dress.
Okay.
Fancy dress. That's actually Ponce's word, isn't it? Fancy dress.
No.
Fancy.
Yeah, but like I said, it's not really that big. I think the problem is that because we got a lot of elderly and stuff like that, and all our houses are quite close to each other, it's knowing who our neighbours are, and that's where the problem is. Like this, like when we saw that everyone used to know the neighbours back in the 50s. Now, you go indoors into your house, you don't even know who's living next door to you. You know what I mean? We become so insolent.
Well, that's why
I think that's everybody.
Yeah, that's why I have a safe haven here for kids in my neighborhood, that they can come to my apartment for trick-or-treating, because you don't know what you're going to knock anymore and stuff. And I tell everybody, I'm a safe haven. You bring the kids if you want to donate candy, anything and stuff like that. Like I tell everybody, even on my YouTube channel, like, guys, if you have any old decorations or anything, just so that we can keep something safe for the kids, because you don't know what you're knocking into and everything and stuff.
Yeah. So what we're doing in this country, I'm not sure if we're doing in the US. If you got a jack-o'-lantern, your place is doing Halloween. If it hasn't, you just walk on a plot.
I like that idea.
And especially now that the pandemic has really changed the face of Halloween, because people used to go trick-or-treating all over the place. Now today they have what they call, you have a different phrase for it, I think, in your country, but in our country it's tailgate party.
Oh, not trick or treat. I hate that. How do you teach?
It's not trick or treating. They go to like a church will have everybody drive up together, because the people were afraid of going out.
Oh, so you actually have an event.
Yeah, so you would have an event like at a church or something. They would get together.
That normally happens either at house parties.
Malls are not as popular. I mean, they're a dying breed. I'm lucky.
Here we have trunk or treat, which I don't understand.
Trunk or treat, yes, the trunk or treat.
Yeah, I don't understand this, because if you're teaching a kid not to take candy from strangers in a van, why are you going to trunk or treat from a car and take candy?
You got a point there, Gadget. You have got a point.
I don't understand that. It's like you're teaching kids like be safe, and you're going like, oh, we can go on Halloween and get candy, and I'm like, wouldn't that be the easiest target for somebody to do something and everything? Like,
Dave, what's Halloween like? Is it scale of 1 to 10?
It's similar to what you'd have down in the States, except and you know, climate has changed a little bit. But when I was younger, we made our Halloween costumes to fit over a snowsuit.
Oh, right, yeah.
If you don't have snow by Halloween, it's unusual.
Everyone's a ghost.
This is why, and this has come up a couple of times over the years here on the show, and why we did an October Thanksgiving episode last year.
Yeah,
because Thanksgiving in Canada is in October, because by the time the end of November comes around, it's winter.
They're not.
That's not harvest season for us. That's winter.
That's winter.
I'm just reading the comments. Sorry, guys. I don't think she is coming because I'm going to be there. Unless that's a surprise, because I'm going to be there.
You're going to be Millie has been announced.
Maybe at New York Comic Con?
London.
Yeah, but hopefully she'll be at New York Comic Con. But no, I don't think they're there. Wait, I gotta double check my notes.
He's saying hopefully she'll be there, but I don't think you have the announcement.
No, I don't think they're there this time.
Yeah, they just announced that Millie and Shooty will be at London Film and Comic Con.
Oh, I had to keep that a secret for a while.
London calling.
And Dan, yeah, it's Trich.
Trick or trunk.
Yes, Dan, it's Trich or trunk.
It's Dan.
Yeah. So you're going to be at. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that sort of thing happens as well.
There's one thing I
had a friend who actually created like a sandworm, like a Beetlejuice style slide that they'd slide candy down. It was hilarious. Some really innovative fun stuff. And I hope some of that sticks around because it was just fun.
Oh my God. If anyone wants to send me out some candy corn, I love candy corn.
You can take it all.
He likes the crayons.
No, you can take candy.
I haven't taken candy corn. He takes the pointy ends, puts it in his teeth, and he's back
yeah. Actually, I do that.
I never thought of that.
I'm okay with candy corn. I just can't eat a lot of it. I'm just like after 10 pieces, I'm like I'm done.
That's what they made it for the fall as well. They turn it to little pumpkins and put brown on there, so it's fall.
I had someone evil put a banana and poke them in to make it look like a corn on the cob.
Yeah, Rouge. Vincent D'Onofrio was supposed to be at Edmonton Comic Con as well, and he had to pull out. And I think so did Charlie Cox. So I think they might be doing some Daredevil shooting right now. Which is really disappointing. But that's the thing with Comic Cons. They're always. I've had people show up that we didn't even know were coming, because I work with a lot of the guests in Edmonton and Calgary, and yeah, we've had guests show up that we didn't even know were there on a certain day, or we had an announcement the morning of, like Saturday morning. Hey, everybody, we have a new guest announcement as the show is rolling. When Neil Patrick Harris came, Calgary's one of the only times he's been to a convention. But yeah, so it's who knows? We haven't had a lot of Doctor Who through the Fan Expo circuit. I have theories on that, but we certainly had them in the past.
We haven't had any Doctor Who here, and I'm like, I know it's still way early for MegaCon, which is February, but it's like, the last year we didn't even have anybody. I think wasn't there just one person? Yeah, it was Alex, right?
Yeah,
Alex is the only one who showed up.
Yeah, and she's almost not Doctor Who in a lot of ways. She is to us, but I mean, she's done a lot of other stuff.
Well,
so.
At one point they were using John Barrowman for Doctor Who, but he was in Arrow for the longest time.
Yeah.
I mean, he was more of Arrow. So, I mean, they connect the dots wherever they can connect the dots, and
Exactly.
they go, "Oh, look, we got Whovians, and we got this person right here." And especially, what was it? That I don't know if you were there, Dave. The MegaCon that literally MegaCon Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The Thursday morning of Eccleston bailed.
Yeah,
I'm like, right during the con, he bailed. I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
So it was just
no, last time I saw Barrowman, he was there with a bunch of the Flash guests who are actually coming to Edmonton as well. So, but yeah, no, I you never know.
No,
what
you don't get an edit
there.
button, Dan. You don't get an edit button. We're leaving it up there. It's staying forever.
However, there we go. Yeah, more
See
more
what we have
candy.
here at Comic-Con anyway, because I don't think we have any real Whovians coming.
No.
Mostly Futurama this time. The whole main thing is around Futurama.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a little tip, Artful. Okay. Hershey's does not compare to Cadbury's milk.
Oh my God.
True.
No, but the problem is the American Cadbury versus the European Cadbury. I couldn't even smuggle when I went to England because we can't sell what you guys have over there here because of the milk fat. So it's a different formula here, and I'm so
there's
upset.
difference. And
Gadget, don't tell me about smuggling illegal contraband.
They told me, I asked at the airport, I said, what happens if I accidentally have one in my bag? And they're like, no, you have to declare it because the Cadbury made in the United States is not the same Cadbury made in Europe. And you have same thing with the Kinder eggs. The same thing with the Kinder eggs. I had to, if I had them, I had to declare them and everything. And I'm so mad because it's like the chocolate, I didn't break out, I didn't whatever. And I'm like, I want that chocolate back. I'm tired of this chocolate here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I've never sent any no, that's Cadbury's cream egg, that's different.
That's all I got. Oh look, you can see ET. You can see ET in the background above.
Put him back.
No. I will tell you one day the story because the creators of ET were laughing hysterical what happened to me as a child. They are like, nope, sorry,
That's why it's above Dave's, not yours. You know, it's above Dave's.
No.
Bro, we don't tell anybody about the illegal candy.
I've never sent any like Kinder surprises over. Never.
No, the Kinder Surprise we have is just you peel it open, it's a half a shell, and I'm like, come on, and everything.
Somewhere in the desk.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. There is no anybody for Doctor Who. It's like, where is the Doctor Who for this year? Nothing. They usually have one person.
Those Kinder, those toys are real crunchy. Dave, you got something coming up there, bro?
I do. I got all sorts of fun stuff.
Wait, we got something. We got Jody. It looks like Jody's still to be announced for New York Comic Con.
Well, there we go.
So yeah,
here, we'll come back to me. Gadget, you're at New York Comic Con. Do you have anything else coming up?
Just like I said, my Halloween stuff. That if anybody wants to help donate for the kids, because we had somebody in the next building try to steal the Halloween stuff from the kids. Yeah, that was a funny story. I had the boxes chucked at my head, trying to get them back. Also, I'm trying to look into more conventions locally. Right now, like I said, we have a situation at home, and I'm trying to stay as local as possible while everything's going on until we can smooth everything out and everything. But mainly New York Comic Con. If my job, guys, send good vibes, gives me the day off because it's not fair that you don't ask for a day and you get one, you know what I mean, and stuff. But okay, and the Halloween event that I do every year for the kids and everything. You guys can always private message me on my YouTube channel. It's weird how to find it because it's not Gadget Vlogs technically. It's like Gadget 0711. And I'm working on that because YouTube won't let me change it and everything. Also, let's see, what else? I was planning to try to get to the zoo for the Halloween lights and everything here at the Bronx Zoo. That's iffy right now because there also is a special treat that I'm trying to get tickets for is the Nightmare Before Christmas walk at the Botanical Gardens.
Ooh.
And everything. So everybody's prices are a little steep and everything. And I was trying to tie it in and say, guys, you want to partner with and everything. So I'm working with some of the PR people for that and everything. If they will allow the TARDIS to walk through, especially in the Botanical Gardens and everything.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. So
Fingers
hopefully we'll,
crossed.
yes, fingers crossed to everybody for that. Tom, what have you got coming on? You got more snack videos, apparently.
That's true. That's right. What I did 4 snack videos. Yeah, I did 4 snack videos a day, including the new Oreo Coca-Cola one. This, that, and the other thing. I'll do the ranch thing tomorrow. I'll probably do an opening of something tomorrow. Show off other things I need to sell off tomorrow, but that's the way it is. So, as I say, please like, subscribe, share, comment. Catch me on youtube.com/@ReverendAmagon, or just type in Tasty Cake.
That you see on the screen right there. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Put it back up. There you go. There we go. With a lot of and
Mark, you just came back from an event. What do you have anything else coming up in the near future?
Not I know of. Not this month. I'm still trying to recover the lost property I got broken into.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, brother.
But I had a good time with Barnaby. You can go back on a couple of episodes. How many weeks? Was it 4 weeks, 5 weeks ago now? When we had Barnaby Jones?
Barnaby, you can do a search for him. But we did talk to Barnaby Eden Jones, who went from fan to Big Finish.
Yeah.
One of the very few people who went from that fandom, and he describes his journey into that and what he's going to be coming up and doing. So
we was at Robin and Sherwood's 40th event last Saturday. Was a good time. So I saw him. Gave him those little unit patches I promised his daughter to. So that's all good. Still haven't heard the total of how much money raised at Culture Inflation, but as soon as I do, I'll let the team know and we'll put it on there. And what else? Oh yeah, by the way, the show was called Muffin Your Mule.
What?
What?
Okay.
Muffin the Mule.
The Mule?
That was the name of the show.
Oh, Muffin the Mule. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because it was a mule.
Yeah.
Yep. It's not a horse. It's not a donkey. It's a mule. It was called Muffin.
Fabulous. As for me, I leave tomorrow. This weekend is the Edmonton Expo, Edmonton Comics and Entertainment Expo. This is the Edmonton, Alberta version of MegaCon Fan Expo stuff. We've got a lot of most of the cast from Spy Family. If you're an anime person,
Nice.
a bunch of people from The Flash are back. We got who else is back? We've got a handful of good people. I'm excited. Jonathan Frakes should be there. He had to cancel last year, so I'm hoping I get to work with him again because he's absolutely a delight. After that, in October, I've got Game-A-Lot. This has just been we're just in the process of finalizing things, but I'll be there. I don't have a schedule just yet, but this is a fundraising game convention formerly in St. Albert, now moved into Edmonton just to get more space, raising money for the food bank, October 4th to 6th. So I'll be there. I'll be streaming games very much like I did at RPG-a-thon and at FallCon. So if you're not subscribed to my YouTube, you can definitely do that. Hit the bell, see what's coming up. And I'm hoping that I will have to. For this one, I will be scheduling stuff in advance. So you'll be able to see that. That's the wrong button. As far as my own channel goes, I have been doing a bunch of Kinfire Delve. This is the game that I opened up on the air last week. I've gone through 2 boxes. I actually went and with Mel's board game room, room. I'm going to take that ticker away there just so I've got her name on there. Mel's board game room. We had a gaming event, so I brought that. We played a 4-player game of Kinfire Delve. Definitely still loving the games. Absolutely fabulous. But I'm not going to be playing the third box later tonight because I need to return my copy. I'm going to break out Roll Camera, which is a filmmaking board game from Keen Bean Studios and Grand Gamers Guild. So that I will be doing in about vaguely 90 minutes time. So again, you can check that out on my channel, TheRatHole.ca on the YouTubes or the Twitch, if that is what you prefer. It's the same URL for either one. We have lost Candyman again. That's okay. We'll take that away. Other than that, Kristen, do we have anything else we need to? Are we going to be anywhere as the Traveling TARDIS? You are on.
Yeah.
Can I can't unmute you either.
No, you're fine. Quite possibly. We are looking at possibly joining the Dalek builders at MakerCon in November. And let me go ahead and make a couple announcements while we're at it. I can safely say and lock in right now that we are going to have Noise Complaint performing live here on December the 17th. So, yes, the tap dancing geek troupe, they're going to be performing live for you. This is our holiday treat to you. No, Tom, don't be actually tap dancing while I'm telling you the announcement.
Tappity tap tap tap.
Stop it. Anyway, I got a fist. I got a fist. But there we go. Noise Complaint. Wow. Noise Complaint will be performing December the 17th live here. So please check it out. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, yada, 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 yada. And I do have one more announcement. Let me, we just got word, and I'm very happy about this one too. Hang on one second. See if I can find them. We are going to be also on Saturday, December the 21st, at the Oviedo Mall. This has now been confirmed by our friend Lewis over at Lunatics. Fellowship of the Fandom. This will include Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, and for the first time in quite some time, this is going to be also a Doctor Who convention, which we haven't seen in at least a decade since the passing of our good friend Ken Spivey from Time Lord Fest. So this will be taking place Saturday, December 21st. If you're looking for, if you're in the area and need a booth, the 8x8 is going for $65. The 8x8 premium location is $75. This has been confirmed. So all three of these geekdoms, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, and Doctor Who, in quite some time, we're going to be there at the Oviedo Mall. Admission is free.
And they all connect to the Doctor because Lord of the Rings had Sylvester and David Tennant was in Harry Potter, so it works.
And so did other 31 actors in Harry Potter out there. So just keep an eye out on our social media and our Facebook page. We could end up anywhere at any given time without notice. But we are tentatively looking at Make Your Share. Keep an eye on their Facebook page, and we'll be announcing that if and when we're coming. But we should be joining the Dalek Builders this November coming up. But don't be surprised if something happens in October as well. So
yeah,
that's all the announcements there. And again, as you're leaving, don't forget to do the thing. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, everybody from Ancient City Comic Con. Thank you, Max Michaels, and all the team that were just superbly wonderful to us. This is how we keep things going. This is how we keep the lights on. So all of you joining us from Ancient City Con, or if this is your first time from anywhere, we want to thank you for joining us and joining us on a weekly basis, for just taking the moment to hit that subscribe button and becoming part of the legend. Thank you. Thank you.
Just to answer Artful Rogers' question, Michelle Rojas, who's in Spy Family, it was also in One Piece, and she will be at the Edmonton Expo. Yes. So that's it. That's all I wanted to. I just wanted to throw that answer in there. And then we can.
Oh yeah, and I just know like Matt Smith is supposed to be at New York Comic Con as well. Same thing. It's to be determined and everything.
Yeah.
So we've got Jody and Matt, maybe, but who knows?
Excellent. Well, In that case, with all that said, Tony, take us away.
And until the next adventure, let's say goodbye to Rose.
Bye, Rose.
Goodbye, Rose.
Bye, Rose.
Good night, Rose.